Thank you.
Merhaba arkadaşlar, hepiniz IEFT Talks webinarlarına hoş geldiniz. Bugün Kanada'nın en büyük kolejlerinden Humber College'da sertifika, diploma ve akademik programları Kirill'den dinliyor olacağız. Lütfen sorularınızı questions kısmından sormayı unutmayın. Yes Kirill, the stage is yours now.
Okay, thank you. Merhaba, teşekkürler Zeynep. Thank you for presentation. My name is Kirill. I work at Humber College, and today I'll be talking about studying in Canada, studying at Humber, our programs, admission requirements, and so on. So thank you very much for joining today, and I hope this presentation will be interesting for you. You can ask your questions here on the platform. You can see on the right side, there is a questions section. So you can send your questions there, and I will answer it at the end of my presentation. All right. Thank you, guys. I can see you hear me. That's great. Okay, let's start with the presentation. So we're called Humber College Institute of Technology and Advanced Learning. So we are a college, but we're a polytechnic college. So we have a lot of different programs to offer for you. As you can see from the name, we are based in Toronto, Canada. Let me just quickly talk about why Canada is one of the top destinations for students. So at the moment, Canada is one of the most popular countries to come and study between English-speaking countries. So if you compare it to UK, US, Australia, Canada would be one of the most popular destinations. And there are many reasons for that, but let me explain it to you from the point of investment in your studies. I mean, studying in Canada is not free of charge. A majority of our students pay for their studies by themselves. And in a way, it's an investment in your future, in your career. So from that point of view, Canada is one of the best countries to make this investment because you get the most returns. Well, first of all, it's high quality of education. So majority of Canadian schools are public schools. They're funded by Canadian government. We're also public college. And Canadian government invests lots of money in education. So the quality of education is very good. Because of the high standards, Canadian qualification is world recognized. So whenever you graduate from Canadian college, you can be sure that your diploma will be recognized everywhere. In Canada, in US, in Turkey, in Europe. It's a good foundation for your future career. Another important point is that unlike many other English-speaking countries, Canada offers a lot of job opportunities and post-study opportunities. So as a student, as an international student in Canada, you can work 20 hours per week while you're studying, and you can work 40 hours per week on holidays. After you graduate from Canadian college or university, you can get up to 3 years postgraduate work permit. So you can stay and work and gain your experience. And if you enjoy everything, you can stay permanently. So Canada is very open, and that's one of the other reasons why it's so popular. Also, in terms of cost of study and living, Canada is very affordable. Again, if you compare studying in Canada to studying in US or UK or Australia, Canada would be the most affordable. And it's also a very safe country. So if you have a child who wants to go to study in Canada, or if you are planning to go to study in Canada, you can be sure that it's very safe. The crime rates are one of the lowest in the world. So from that point of view, for the investment you make in your studies in Canada, you get high quality education, worldwide recognition of your qualification, opportunity to work, gain experience, earn money, and stay in Canada, get Canadian passport, affordable cost of study and living, and safety. So if you compare it to UK or Australia or US, Canada would be the best investment from that point of view. All right, let's move forward. So our college is based in Toronto. Toronto is the largest city in Canada. It's also fourth largest city in North America. So after New York, Los Angeles, and Mexico City, Toronto is the largest city. It's very safe. It's very friendly city. It's often featured in top most livable cities list. But what is probably the most important aspect of this for our student is that there are lots of job opportunities in Toronto. Toronto is a big business hub. It's a big center for technology and innovation. So no matter what you study, there are lots of companies who are ready to employ you as an internship student, so you can gain new experience while you study, and as a graduate. So one of the advantages of studying in Toronto compared to other cities or countries is that there are plenty of job opportunities for the students, and that's why a lot of students choose to study at Humber, because you will study in Toronto. Let's talk about the college structure and what kind of programs we offer and compare it to university. Now, many students ask me what's the difference between college and university, because from what it looks like, it's the same. Now, in Canada, colleges are post-secondary institutions. It means you have to finish your high school, you have to finish your secondary school to join the college. In Canada, also, you can get bachelor degrees at the college level. So you can see, this is the question you will ask. Well, I can get bachelor's at university, and what's the difference? Yes, colleges offer bachelor's degree as well. Now, the difference is that universities get funding for science and research. So universities have programs like master's degree or PhD. Colleges don't get funding for research, and that's why we don't have research programs. Colleges are more focused on career education. There are lots of opportunities for practical component at the college, to do a co-op or to do internship and to do work placement. There is less focus on research. So for instance, if you want to study master's degree to do research, or if you want to study bachelor's with a focus on some science like nuclear physics or statistics, then university is a better choice. But if you want to get like a professional qualification to become an engineer or designer or manager, then college is a better choice. Now, if you're finishing your secondary school, we have 1-year certificates, we have 2-year diplomas, we have 3 years advanced diplomas, or we have 4 years bachelor's degrees for you. So this is the 4 programs you can choose. If you are finishing university degree, or if you already finished your university, we offer postgraduate certificates. It's a 1 or 2 years qualification for those students who already finished their university, got their bachelor's, and would like to move forward with their academic qualification. But we don't do master's or PhD. All right, so we are one of the oldest colleges or universities in Canada. We have over 50 years of history. And some of the important statistics is that we're very strong in terms of student employment. So we're #1 for employer satisfaction. Employer satisfaction is a survey combined through the Canadian international employers who employ college graduates, and the majority of companies are very happy with Humber graduates. Also, we're #1 in terms of employment after 6 months. So within 6 months of graduation, 85% of our graduates get a job. Also, just by looking at these numbers, you can see that we are very big. We have over 33,000 full-time students, and about 6,500 of them are international students. Also, we have about 80% of our programs that include work placement or co-op. So as I mentioned before, we make sure that you earn your experience while you study. So by the time you graduate from Humber College, you have your diploma, so you have your official qualification that you got your bachelor's degree or diploma or graduate certificate. And then in your second hand, you have your CV with Canadian experience, with a list of companies you went to do your internship, you've done your project, you've done your volunteer job, and so on. So with your diploma and with your Canadian experience, you're more likely to get employed. And that's one of the advantages of studying at college. So let's look at the programs that we have. We have over 200 different programs. So as you can see, the choice is very, very large. Let me just go through some of the faculties. So fashion and aesthetics, if you're interested in working in the field of fashion, if you are planning to become, to start your own fashion line, or if you want to work in like a wholesale sales, or if you want to start your own fashion brand, we have programs like this for you. Applied tech and engineering. Now, this is a very large faculty. So this faculty includes programs like architecture, civil engineering, electrical engineering, mechatronics, industrial design, electromechanical engineering, interior design, and so on. So very large engineering faculty, very popular faculty as well. Second largest would be business, accounting, and management. So if you're interested in business programs, we have a lot of different options. Of course, we have a classic business programs like accounting, finance, management, marketing, but we also have some unique business programs like hotel and restaurant operations management, or healthcare management, or management in fashion, or golf course management. So lots of different niche business programs. Health science and wellness is a smaller school. We offer programs like nursing, biotechnology, pharmacy, traditional Chinese medicine, and several other health programs. We have creative arts and design, of course. So programs like photography, animation, graphic design, and so on. We have children and youth. So if you would like to work in the childcare, in the kindergarten, work with small children, this is the programs for you. Community and social services. So if you want to work in like social sphere, if you want to work in behavioral science, in community development, this is the programs for you. Of course, we have media, public relations, marketing. So programs like journalism, public relations, media communications, and so on. Music and performing arts, of course. If you want to work in like film and television production, if you're a professional musician, if you want to work in theater, performance, or theater production, lots of different programs there. Of course, we have hospitality. Hospitality is a large industry in Turkey, and if you are thinking of getting hospitality qualification overseas, look at Canada. I know many hospitality students are focusing on Switzerland because it's very famous for hospitality schools, but let me just say that Canada is also a very, very good country to study hospitality, because similar to Turkey, Canada is a very tourist destination. Every year there are millions of people who come to travel to Canada. Well, not right now, but in the times before COVID and in the future for sure. So there are lots of opportunities for students who study hospitality to earn Canadian experience, to learn Canadian level of qualification. We have programs where we teach you to become professional chef, culinary management, hotel restaurant operations management, travel management, and so on. Now, let's move forward. We, of course, have IT. So if you're interested in computer programming, maybe computer engineering or game programming, this is the programs for you. And we also have legal studies. So if you would like to study paralegal or law clerk or any law-related programs, we offer them at our college as well. So lots of different programs to choose from. Now you just need to decide what exactly you want to study. And then we can help you with selection of a program. All right. As I mentioned, most of our programs include work placement. So we have over 4,000 different companies, both Canadian and international companies, who recruit our students to do internship and work placement. These are some of the big popular brands you may recognize, but overall, as I mentioned, thousands of different companies where you can go and do your work placement. So we make sure that you earn this experience while you study. Again, this year, because of the COVID, there were some changes. Many companies recruited students to do internship online. Also, this year, we allowed students to do their co-op and work placement in their home country. So some students went back to Turkey to do their work placement at home. But again, we are very flexible, so we allow you to earn this experience as you study. Okay, let's talk about bachelor's degrees. So we have 30 different bachelor programs. Compared to all colleges in Toronto, I think we have the largest selection of bachelor programs. So as you can see, quite a few of them are in the field of business. So anything from Bachelor of Commerce and Management, Bachelor of Commerce International Business, Healthcare, HR, Finance, and so on. We have Bachelor of Child and Youth Care, Behavioral Science, Community Development. Several Creative Arts and Design bachelors, like Bachelor of Design, Industrial Design. We have new engineering programs. So if you're interested in doing Bachelor of Engineering, you can do that with us as well. IT, Information Systems, Mechatronics, Built Environment. And we have several bachelors in Media, Public Relations, Marketing. So these are some of the programs you can do at Humber College and earn university-level bachelor's degree. All right, Now, let's talk about graduate certificates. These programs are very popular with our Turkish students. Now, graduate certificates are for someone who already finished their university or for someone who is in their last year of university degree. This is not a master's, let me be clear. Graduate certificate is between bachelor's and master's. So this is the qualification in between. Majority of our bachelor programs, graduate certificate programs are 1 year in duration. But we have a couple of programs which are 2 years. So if you can see Global Business Management, Business Insights and Analytics, and IT Solutions. So these 3 programs are 2 years in duration. All the rest are 1 year. Now, this is important because majority of our graduate certificate students are interested in getting postgraduate work permits, so they can work in Canada, gain some experience, earn some money, and maybe apply for Canadian permanent residency. So they have 2 passports, Turkish and Canadian. So lots of students just select to do 2 years of study so they can get 3 years postgraduate work permit. But in case these 3 programs are not right for you, what you can do, you can combine 2 1-year graduate certificate programs, and you will have total of 2 years of study, and that will qualify you for 2 to 3 years postgraduate work permit. Let me give you an example. For instance, you have experience or you have qualification in marketing and advertising. In your case, you can do 1 year of studies in marketing management. You can see this program on the left. And then you can do 1 more year of advertising art direction. So you will have 2 years of study. Both of these programs are related to your background. You can have 2 to 3 years postgraduate work permit. So it is possible to combine 2 1-year programs to study 2 years. So 50 different graduate certificate options. So you can select which one is the best for you. Now, for postgraduate students, it's really important to make sure that your graduate certificate program matches your background, your bachelor's or your experience. Okay, let's move. Admissions guidelines. So in Canada, there are 3 intakes. There is fall intake, which starts in September. There is winter intake, which starts in January, and there is also summer, which starts in May. So you can start with most of the programs, you can start in September. In January, about 75% of our programs also start, and May would be the smallest intake. Maybe about only 5% of the programs start in May. We don't have deadlines to apply at Humber College, but we do have limited seats for international students, and usually the seats fill up very quickly. So my recommendation would be to apply as early as possible. On average, the best time to apply would be, I would say, 8 to 10 months before the program starts. So in this slide, for September intake, November, December, January is the best time to submit your application. Now, it doesn't mean you cannot apply now. You can still apply for September intake, but we have limited number of seats. And with each month, this number of seats will be smaller and smaller, so will be less options to select. So best time to apply as early as possible. Now, admission is based on 2 main requirements. The first one is your academic qualification. So if you're finishing your secondary school, that would be your secondary school qualification, the lettres. If you're finishing your university, that would be your transcripts for your first 3 or 4 years of bachelor's degree. So academic qualification is one thing, and the second is your English level. You will need to show evidence of your English qualification. We accept IELTS, TOEFL, Cambridge test, and this year we also accept Duolingo test. Duolingo is an online English test, so basically you can do your English test online and apply with your results. So these are the 3 qualifications. Now, we also accept if you finished your bachelor's degree in English, we can accept your bachelor's in English as a substitute for IELTS or TOEFL test. There are several universities in Turkey which teach in English completely. I think like Izmir Economics University, I think Istanbul Technical University, and there are several others that teach in English. So if you're finishing your bachelor from one of these universities, you don't need to worry about IELTS or TOEFL. Just your bachelor's degree and a letter from your university which says that you studied in English would be enough for you to get admissions. Now, our application fee is usually 75 Canadian dollars, but we have a very special offer for participants of today's webinar. So for anyone who is ready to apply, application will be free of charge. So you can contact my colleagues, and you will not have to pay $75 if you show that you participated in this webinar. Okay, tuition fees. Now, tuition fees depend on the program. So we have our own English academic program. So if your English is not good enough and you need to improve your English, you can start with us. Each English level goes for 8 weeks, so 2 months, and it costs about 3,700 Canadian dollars, which is about 20,500 Turkish lira. Now, for diploma, 2 or 3 years programs, tuition fee is about 16,000 Canadian dollars. For bachelor's degree, it's about 19,000. And for graduate certificate, it's about 17,500 Canadian dollars. You can see on the slide both in Canadian dollars, US dollars, and Turkish lira. So this will give you an idea how much is the tuition at Humber College. If you remember at the start, I mentioned that Canada is very much affordable in terms of cost of tuition. If you compare Humber College to the similar college in New York or in London or in Sydney, I'm sure that tuition will not be as competitive as at our college. So Canada is very popular because of this affordability. Now, but this is only tuition fees. It doesn't include additional expenses. So in addition to your tuition fees, you also need to pay for your books and supplies, which is roughly about $2,000 per year if you buy brand new books. Your second largest expenditure would be your accommodation. And there are 3 different options. So you can stay in a homestay with meals. That means you will live with Canadian host family. That you will have your own room, and you will have your meals cooked for you, like breakfast, lunch, and dinner. The second option would be a residence with meal plan. So you can stay on our campuses, live in a student residence. Again, meals are provided. You don't need to worry about cooking. And the third option is rental accommodation. So you can just come to Canada and rent a room or an apartment. That would be more affordable, but it doesn't include meals. So it means you have to buy your food and cook as well for yourself. So it depends on which option you choose. The price will vary. So overall expenses, tuition and living would be between 30 to 35,000 Canadian dollars per year. That's roughly about 25, 26,000 US dollars per year. So that's how much you need to have a budget for 1 year of studying and living in Toronto. Scholarships. It's a very common question, which we get asked a lot about scholarships at Humber College. We have small scholarships for our students. So for diplomas, advanced diplomas, and graduate certificates, we have 20 scholarships by $2,000. So if you apply and you get accepted into one of these programs, you can apply for this $2,000 scholarship. But there are only 20 of these scholarships available. We also have bachelor's degree scholarships. So if you're interested in studying a bachelor's degree, and if you get acceptance into bachelor's degree, we will be looking at your GPA, so at your academic performance in your high school. And if you've done really well in your high school, you will be eligible for this scholarship. So starting with 75% GPA, the scholarship begins with 1,500. So if your GPA was higher, the scholarship goes up as well. Now, when you get the scholarship, it means that your tuition fees will be reduced. So for instance, if you get $3,000 scholarship, it means that your overall tuition will be not 19,000, but 16,000 Canadian dollars. So it's a good motivation for you to study well in your high school. Now, this scholarship is also renewable. So it means that if you maintain the same high level of studying at Humber during your first or second or third year, the fourth year, you will continue getting this scholarship for your bachelor's degree. Okay. All right. So I just mentioned about different housing options. So we do have residences on both of our campuses. And on residence, we have single and double rooms. If you choose to live on campus, you will need to apply for residence very early. So for September this year, it's already now that we accept applications for residence. The second option would be to live with Canadian host family. Again, it's Canadian families who accept international students, so you'll have your own space and you'll be cooked food for you. If you're finishing your school, if you're a young student, I would recommend you to choose one of these two options: student residence on campus or a host family. If you're a graduate student, if you're more mature, independent, then it's probably best that you rent your own accommodation. I will recommend these several websites that you can use to check for the options for you to stay. Okay. We do help our students with career. So as I mentioned, we make sure that you earn your experience as you study. Throughout the year, we organize career events on campus. So this is when we invite potential employers like Canadian or international companies to come and meet with you. Of course, this is how it looks before COVID. This year, we organize these career events online where you can meet with potential employers. You can leave your CV. Maybe you can discuss which positions they have for students, and maybe even schedule your interview. We also help you to prepare for your job search. Now, for many young students, it's a first-time experience that they start looking for a job. So we help you to put together your first CV, what to include, what to avoid including. We help you to prepare for your job interview. We do like mock job interviews. We ask you the kind of questions you'll be asked at the job interview. And we also organize networking events where you can present your projects, where you can talk about your achievements with your potential employers. So we help you with all of this, but at the end of the day, it's your responsibility to schedule and meet with your potential employer, make an impression to get your first job. We also have academic support. Many of our students asking me, is it hard to study at Humber? Am I going to fail or not? Now, this is something you don't have to worry about. I would say a majority of our Turkish students coming very prepared. The school system is very strong in Turkey, so students are very well prepared. But in case you struggle academically, we have academic support. It means that if you don't understand something, or if you got your assignment but you don't know how to approach your assignment, you can always come to International Center or connect with us online, and we put you together with your lecturer or with academic staff or with the student body, and they will help you with the concept you didn't get, with assignment that you don't understand how to start, and so on. It's absolutely free of charge. You don't need to pay anything for it, but it's important that you ask your questions as soon as it becomes difficult. You don't need to wait until the end of semester and try to figure out everything by yourself. We will help you with everything. Okay, so I think that's about most of the stuff that I wanted to share with you. So this is our social media pages. You can always sign up and get updates from us online. Now let me get to the questions so we can start looking at them from the beginning. Okay, Mert is asking, can I apply for PR after graduate 1-year certificate program? I cannot talk about the visa and PR because I don't have specific qualification. But what I can tell you is that after you finish your graduate certificate program, you can apply for postgraduate work permit. So postgraduate work permit will give you opportunity to work in Canada and earn your experience. Once you have your experience, you can then apply for your Canadian permanent residency, but you need to check the requirements for that because the requirements change, and I think you need to make sure that you meet the requirements to apply for permanent residency. Will 1 year PG will be enough to eligible for apply for PR? I cannot tell you. It will depend on your experience and your qualification. As I know, I have to be in Canada at least 3 years physically, so now I can do with 1 year certificate and 1 year postgraduate permit. Again, I cannot give you this qualified answer. You can connect with some of our colleagues in Turkey who can give you more information about applying for permanent residency, or I can connect you with immigration lawyers in Toronto if you are in Canada, and they can give you more information on that. Okay, Errol is asking, what should Duolingo score be for graduate certificate programs? Let me just get back to the slide so I can tell you right away. Okay, so graduate certificate is the last column. The Duolingo should be between 125, 130. So if you get 125 in Duolingo, you will be eligible for postgraduate certificate. What are the scholarship opportunities at Humber? Okay, we spoke about that. Julia is asking, how about postgraduate diploma program prices? Do you offer any special prices for Turkish students? This is the tuition fees. So the graduate certificate costs 17,500 Canadian dollars per year. Now you can see it's a tuition fee for 1 year, and there are 2 semesters per year. So you pay by semesters. You don't have to pay for the full year right away, 17,500. You pay half of it for the first semester, so which is about what, 8,500, about 9,000. Then you pay second half in the second half of the year. So you pay it twice per year. But we don't have any special prices for Turkish students. Our tuition fees are the same for all international students. Do the graduate certificate programs have any co-op opportunities at all? Yes, very good question, Errol. Postgraduate certificates have work placement opportunities, yes. Majority of our graduate certificate programs have a work placement, so you can earn your experience as you study. Let's go farther. Zatia is asking, which programs have the most advantages for students who will do career in Canada? Oh, that's a very good question, Zatia. Are all programs in Toronto City Center? Do you have any other campuses? Okay, now, it's a very good question about the selection of the program. My answer to this would be, you need to select the program which is interesting for you personally, which you're sure you're going to be good at. I can give you recommendations. For instance, I can tell you that biotechnology or computer programming, it has a lot of potential, or computer engineering or mechanical engineering. But if you are not really good in biotechnology or physics or chemistry or mathematics, even if you study this program, I'm not sure if you'll be a good specialist. So my answer to this is that please choose the program which you have a heart for, which you enjoy, and that way I'm sure you'll make a great career and you will have a lot of opportunities. I mean, if you end up doing the program which has a lot of potential, but in which you have zero interest, you're not going to become a really good specialist because you will not be motivated. So my advice would be, please select the program which you're interested in, and then success will come to you. About the campuses, yes, we have 3 campuses in Toronto. We have North Campus and Lakeshore Campus. They're about 30-40 minutes from downtown Toronto. Majority of our programs are delivered there. We also have a 3rd new campus, which is in downtown Toronto. It's called International Graduate School. But this campus is only for graduate programs in business and some IT programs in business on postgraduate level. So all of the bachelor's and diploma programs, they are at the North or Lakeshore campus. Setenai is asking, are Humber College campuses open? Good question. Right now, Toronto is in lockdown. It means that everything should be closed. So we cannot operate campuses. So campuses are closed right now. As soon as the government in Ontario lifts this limitation, then we will open the campuses. So at the moment, all of our studies are online. How to combine and add 1-year program to each other to get 3-year work permit? Well, Errol, if you're studying 1-year graduate certificate, you should apply for the second 1-year graduate certificate. So before you finish your first your graduate certificate program, you already have letter of acceptance for the second. So you start your second right after you finish your first program. My colleagues can help you with that. How much time it takes application process approximately? KK is asking. Very good question. Application processing time is between 4 to 6 weeks. Yes, it's a bit long, but you have to understand we have a lot of applications. So students from all over the world are applying, and our colleagues working very hard to make sure that everyone gets the assessment. But at the moment, it's between 4 to 6 weeks. Is bachelor degree program duration years? 4 years. Bulut bachelor's degree in North America, which is Canada and US, is always 4 years. If you study in UK or Australia, bachelor's degree is 3 years. It's a British system. But in North America, bachelor's is always 4 years. Kemal, is there a specific GPA requirement for degree programs or diploma programs? Good question, Kemal. Yes. For bachelor's degree, GPA requirement is a bit higher. And also we look at specific subjects for some programs. For example, for all of our business programs, we're looking at your mathematics. So you have to have specific GPA in mathematics. For diplomas, it's a bit less than for bachelors. Mert-Chan asking, can we learn about the demographics of the school and the applications or developments for diversity and inclusion at the campus? Also, I would like to learn the campus engagement for international students. Thanks. Well, demographics, if you remember from some of the first slides, we have over 33,000 students, full-time students. About 6,500 of them are international students. So about 20% of our students are international. We have students from over 130 different countries. So we have very diverse international student population. I particularly look after students from Europe, Middle East, and Africa. So I can tell you that majority of my students are coming from, let's start from the top, from Sweden, from Italy, from Ukraine, from Russia and Kazakhstan, then going down from Turkey, from Jordan. Moving down, we have lots of students from Kenya, from Tanzania, Uganda, Nigeria, Ghana, some students from South Africa. So you can see from this region, a lot of variety. But we also have students from Latin America, so students from Colombia, from Mexico, from Brazil, of course. Lots of students from Asia as well. So it's a very, very diverse student population at Humber. In terms of inclusion, yes, we accommodate all variety of people from different backgrounds, languages, and everything else. So there is no discrimination in that. If this doesn't answer your question, Mert-Chan, you can always go on our website. There are lots of information about that. Do you offer host family and residential accommodation, Julia? Yes, we offer a residential accommodation on our campus, but we have a limited number of rooms, so it's really important to apply early. As I mentioned, right now in February, we're accepting applications for September accommodation, so you need to apply early to get a room on campus. For off-campus accommodation, like a host family, we work with different agencies. Let me just get to this page. Yeah, so on this slide, you can see we recommend these two services in Canada, which help you with selection of your host family. Sitinai, can we start education online and then continue on campus? Are we also eligible to have work permit in Canada after our education? Sitinai, this is excellent question. Yes, you can start your studies online and then you can travel to Canada. Right now, if you have your student visa, Canadian student visa, and if you're accepted at Humber College, you can come at any day. Doesn't matter if your program is online, you can still come and study online in Canada. I have a lot of different students from Turkey who are coming to study, who already started in January and came for winter intake, and who continue coming every week to continue their studies. So yes, you can start online and you can continue on campus. Or you can finish your program online altogether. Some programs are 1 year, so you can finish the whole program online, and yes, you will still be eligible for a Canadian postgraduate work permit. Canadian government really appreciates that international students decide to work and stay in Canada, so they make changes to legislation, and this year, students who finish their programs entirely online are still eligible for postgraduate work permit. So to answer your question, you can still study online full-time from Turkey and then come to Canada to do your postgraduate work placement. Faiza, is it important GPA for diploma program application? Yes, you need. We have to have a look at your GPA in your high school before we accept you to do your program at Humber. Let me see if I can share our website. Okay, I can share screen. Application, Chrome tab. Okay, I can do that. All right, Faiza, I think you can see my screen now. Perfect. Let me give you an example, say accounting business. So this is a diploma program, as you ask about diploma. Let me just see if it opens. Okay, so this is the program page of diploma in accounting. On the left side is admission requirements. So if you click here, we need to see the admission requirements. So it says mathematics, so we have to have mathematics. But you would ask me, this is Canadian, what is in Turkish? So we type here Turkey. Okay, we click go. So admission to diploma program, you have to have one of the following. Devletli Z diploması, lize bitirme diploması, or lize diploması. And the grade should be minimum 6. So you have minimum of 6. You have to have minimum of 6 in mathematics to be eligible for this diploma program. And in terms of English, you need to do IELTS or TOEFL and so on. So on our website, you can check the admission requirements and the GPA to get admission. Okay. Let's see something else. Let's see some bachelor program, for instance. I remember somebody was asking about the requirements for bachelor qualification. Honors. Okay, Bachelor of Accounting. Let's have a look at that one. So for Bachelor of Accounting, the requirements will be a little bit higher. So if we go to admissions again, if we type here Turkey, we go. So same qualification, but you have to have 7. So you have to have 7 in mathematics to be eligible for bachelor's degree. So on our website, you can check all the information about programs, admission requirements, and so on. So you get the full picture. All right. I don't see there are any more questions. If you get questions, you can always ask while we're here. Otherwise, you can always contact my partners in Turkey and get answers from them.
Yes, Kirill, thank you for your answers. Also, could you please share an email address in the chat box so the participants can directly contact?
Sure. So this is my name and my email, our website, and so on. So you can always send me an email.
All right, thank you.
You can also schedule personal consultation if you want. We can do like an online or Skype meeting to discuss your personal choice of the program. Maybe you want me to speak to your parents or family or your partner, so we can meet all together on Skype and discuss which program is best for you, admission requirements, workout, application process, and everything. So we can do that as well. Okay, we don't have to have any more questions. No.
Yes, I think you have covered all of the questions.
Okay.
So thank you for your presentation, Kirill. We believe it was a really informative webinar for the attendees. Also, I would like to thank the participants in Turkish as well. Katıldığınız için teşekkür ederiz arkadaşlar. Humber College ile ilgili diğer sorularınız için Kirill'in paylaşmış olduğu mail adresinden iletişime geçebilir ve linkleri inceleyebilirsiniz. Pazartesi günkü webinarlarımızda görüşmek üzere. Thank you very much again, Kirill. It was a pleasure to have you in IEFT Talks.
Thank you. Teşekkür ederim.
Teşekkürler. İyi akşamlar. Take care. Bye bye.
Bye bye.